Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforLove.com and your love life transformation specialist. I recently received a question from one of the members of our GPS for Love community, Janice, and it was such a great question that I decided to turn it in today's video. And here it goes. Joe, I hear many women complain that it's us making the great effort to understand men and how to best communicate with them and keep a relationship going. Why don't the men make the same effort to do this? Well, great question, Janice. First of all, we got to understand, and we got to start with the premise that there's a difference between the men and the boys. You heard me say it all the time. If you're new to GPS, you got to understand this. There are boys and there are men. The boys are the guys who are selfish, who are immature, who are emotionally unavailable, who only care about themselves, and who aren't really good relationship partners. So, and we're going to get into the reasons why these guys don't put effort into relationships, and it's really simple. But there are a lot of good men out there who do want to put in the effort, who do want to understand men, who do want to be relationship partners. I work primarily with men, but believe it or not, I do work with some really great men who are committed to being those kind of partners, who are committed to being those kind of men, and who are committed to being in a great, long-lasting, fulfilling relationship. So they're out there. They're just not making it public. They're not creating forums to say, hey, look at me. I'm working hard, to be a better me, to be a better man, to be a better husband, to be a better lover. There are guys out there. And yes, they may be in the minority, but they are out there. So you got to start off with the understanding that there's a difference between men and boys. Now, that being said, let's understand the boys. Why are these guys not wanting to understand women? Why are they not putting in the effort? Well, a lot of it has to do with how these guys have been raised. It has to do with a lot about culture, has to do a lot about society. And the same thing for women. See, women are raised, it's in culture, it's in the Disney movies, is to be a woman. And there's physiological components to that. A woman's clock is ticking, like, hey, you know what, my clock is ticking, I got to get married, I got to have kids, all that. Guys don't have that same biological clock, and they don't have that same emotional programming. See, this a lot is how people are raised and what they experience. See, what you see, hear, and experience in the world is literally what you start to believe and how you live your life. So a lot of guys believe that, it's not that important to me. I've got plenty of time. I don't have a clock, and I'm just going to have fun, and I'm going to sow my seeds, and I'm going to do all these things, and I'm going to be a stud and go out to bars and drink and all this stuff. And they're just selfish, they're immature, and they're simply not men. Now, there is a natural evolution in a man's journey where he transitions from being a boy ultimately to be a man. If you study a lot of religions and organized cultures, they actually have ceremonies to celebrate this. But some of the guys, they just simply don't get the memo, or they choose not to participate. It's like, I'm having too much fun going out, sowing my seeds, doing what I do, focusing on me, and not having to be a ball and chain, or not having to answer to anybody. That's one of the things I hear all the time. I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't want to lose my freedom. I'm telling you, I've been in a relationship for 18 years with my wife, married 16. I have a tremendous amount of freedom. The key is that there's really nothing I really want to do that's going to impact her and impact our relationship. So if I want to go out with my friends, it's like, hey, what are you doing on Thursday? You know what? I'm going to go out with the boys. And this works both ways. Literally this week, my wife has been away Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, pretty much all day, with meetings at Christmas parties, going out with friends. And it's like, okay, I have no problem being home and, holding the fort down. That's what makes a healthy relationship. So you got to understand that one of the reasons men don't put in the effort is they've simply been raised not to put in the effort. Now, the last reason, and you might not like this, but it's the truth, it's something that I've observed and I really want you to look at, is one of the reasons that guys don't make the effort is women make it easy for them not to put in the effort. I can't tell you how many women throw themselves at guys who treat them like shit. Okay, and it breaks my heart. And when I was single, it used to piss me off because I was one of those good guys. I was one of those guys who said, was saying, what, I can treat you great. I can be a great partner. But you know what? You want to be with that asshole. Okay, and I had friends who were in that category. I had one friend we would go out to the club, and he was the kind of guy that he would turn heads. He was just, he was a great looking guy, and he told me, and I'll never forget this. He said, Joe, the more you treat a woman like shit, the more she wants to be with you. And I understood. And he was living. I would see it happen all the time. Okay. And I always said to myself, you know what? If I have to treat a woman like shit to make her want to be with me, that's not the kind of woman I want to be with. What does that say about that woman? What does it say about her self-esteem, her self-respect? If she allows a man to treat her like shit, and then after that goes back to him. So these encounters happen more than you could possibly imagine. So when a guy gets away with treating a woman like crap, with disrespecting her, and he has women throwing themselves at her, or who are so desperate or so needy for attention or to get married so they can procreate, then the guys go, why do I even have to change? I don't have to change. This is working for me. Now, I'm not saying that to blame you. I'm not saying that to make you wrong. But you want to know why men don't make the effort. Well, they don't have to make the effort. You want to know how to make men make the effort? Here it is. I'm going to give you the secret. Every woman on the planet, stop taking shit from men. Stop throwing yourself at guys who don't honor you, who don't love you, who don't respect you the way you want to be loved and respected. Don't sleep with guys until they're worthy of being a good partner, that you're confident that they're interested in having a relationship with you. Respect your body. Respect yourself. Don't take shit from guys. See, when every woman on the planet does that, what's going to happen is all the guys are going to go, oh shit, where'd all the women go? You know, they don't want to be with me. They don't want to sleep with me. Oh shit. So I either start, going down on my buddy to to get my needs met, or you know what? I got to start changing. I got to start doing something okay? And that becomes the awakening period. See, if you study human behavior, there's something called rock bottom. People don't tend to learn until something is taken away from them, until they hit rock bottom, until there's a lot of emotional pain. You take women out of the equation, remember, because we're all wired to connect. Okay, we're all wired to get our emotional needs met. Then guys are going to start panicking. They're going to start freaking out. And they're going to say, you know what? I got to start making some changes. And that's when it's going to happen. Now, is that going to happen? No. Okay, let's be real. It's not. You're not going to get every woman on the planet to behave that way. And that's okay. But when you start behaving that way, when you start saying, you know what? I'm not going to take crap from guys. I'm not going to be with guys. I'm not going to invest my time, my energy, my vagina on guys who don't love or honor and respect me and show me they want to be in a relationship with me outside the bedroom. Then you are now in a place where your energy is completely changed. And what happens? You start attracting those good quality men. The men who say, yeah, you know what? I can admit when I suck. I can admit that, yeah, I do want to be in a relationship, because being in a relationship with a wonderful woman makes my life better and makes me happier. And when you get a man to see that when he understands that and he feels that in his body, in his DNA, that, you know what, being with you makes me happier and makes my life better, then that man will have no problem being with you or even making the changes in order to commit. Okay? I see it happen all the time, and it works with a lot of the couples, male and female, that I do work with, when that guy says, you know what, I love her. You know what, I don't want to lose her. And I want to make the change, not just for her, but for me, because I know I wasn't being the partner that she needed, and I want to be that man for her. So there are great guys out there. There are guys who are willing to do the work. Stop focusing on the guys who won't. Let them go play with the girls who are needy, who are desperate, who will do anything to get laid, to walk down the aisle, or pop out some kids. That's not you. You deserve better. And I promise you, if you be that woman, you stand in your power, some really cool things are going to happen. So I hope this cleared up this subject. Hope it shines some light. If it did, if this makes sense for you, what I'd love for you to do is simply hit the like button on our channel, subscribe, and share this with someone who you feel may benefit from it. And again, if you have any comments, any questions, feel free to put them below. I read them all. I'll see you next time. Much love.